Oh man, it's gonna be a good one. Oh, okay. I have no idea how many people are going to be in here tonight. I don't know what's going to happen. I think that I got a few things I need to talk about before I get into the meat and the potatoes here. First of all, I hope everything's working. This is the first live stream from my brand new setup completely. Uh, and I'm just kind of finally got most of the issues worked out. So hopefully this continues functioning properly. The only thing left for me to do is get my new video camera, which will be on the way shortly. I also switched from Streamlabs over to StreamYard, and that is a whole new thing in and of itself. So bear with me. Hopefully the new setup works and looks okay. It's all new to me. So StreamYard is, I like it. It's different, but it seems okay so far. Took me a while to figure out the ins and outs to get at least set up to the point where I could do a live stream. So I'm there. I'm here. Those of you that are here, great. Thanks. Awesome. We'll see how this works out. Uh, yeah, all new to me. And I got some things that I need to talk about today because, well, Dolphins Nation is by the minute becoming more and more delusional, and it's scary. I'm scared. I'm not scared. Well, I am scared. It's scary. these things that are happening. First of all, we need to think about the fact that this stuff happens to a lot of teams. The injury bug, injuries in preseason, especially. This happens every single year to a very large portion of teams, and it happens to every team. You know, at differing levels. You know, it happens to everyone. So getting upset and screaming, "Oh, here we go! The injury bug is hitting us. We're losing everybody. People are dropping like flies." No, not really, and certainly not any more than any other team. What's up, George? How's it going, man? Good to see you, bro. Certainly not any more than any other team. It's just injuries are part of the game, number one. That's why you have backup players. That's why in preseason you play a lot of your backup players so that you learn about your team, about the players that are going to be on the field. It's part of it. So there's no sense in getting all bent out of shape about it. It is what it is. Oh. Also, I forgot. So a couple months ago, I put on my stream that I put my address out there because a couple people were asking. Now, I don't know who did it, but a couple months ago, this came in the mail, and it's awesome. It was this little mini Miami Dolphins helmet with the classic 70s and 80s emblem on it. So this was sick. I was super excited. I put it in one of my streams and said thank you. I don't know who sent it. I have no idea, but it was awesome. Now, today in the mail comes this, another mini helmet. Super cool. This one's the new style. I don't know who sent it, but if you are the one who sent it and you're watching this at some point, thank you. I appreciate it. It's so cool. And like I said, these are going to go up on that shelf behind me, and they'll always be basically right to the left and right of my head. So I just wanted to say thank you. Whoever sent it, I'd love it if you'd tell me who it is, but it comes from Amazon with no purchaser information. So I don't know who did it, but thank you. It's really cool. I appreciate it. So yeah, I've got 290 subscribers, and some people have sent me gifts. That's incredible. I kind of, first of all, I'm shocked, and I'm humbled at the same time. Thank you. Super cool. Some of you know that it's really hard to get Dolphins merchandise up here in North Pole, Alaska. I mean, you're not going to find it in any stores around here. I mean, you can find stuff sometimes like online, but for the most part, it's impossible. So if I'm not ordering it and paying a ton of shipping, it's you can't get anything up here. So thank you to whoever sent those helmets to me. If it's the same person, I appreciate you. If it's two different people, thank you to both of you. I appreciate it. It's so cool. Like I mean, these are awesome. So thank you. But we got to get into a couple things. I don't have a ton of time, but I wanted to come on for an hour or so and iron out the stream, and see how everything works with StreamYard, since I'm new to all of this. So far, seems like it's working pretty well. Hopefully, everybody can hear me. So today there was a practice, full pads, and I'm sure you guys heard about it. I don't need to cover all the information about it, but I do need to touch on a few things. Number one, I'm so happy to say this because I've been saying it since the man showed up on this team last year. Storm Duck is a beast. I know that a lot of people aren't thinking about it, and a lot of people don't hear a lot about his name. But when you have things going on with the cornerback position, like all the things that we do have going on in camp with cornerbacks, the Storm Duck information has kind of gone under the radar. Now, I've seen a lot of camp video, not just from people. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. Not just from a lot of people who are, mainstream media type people about the practices, but I'm hearing it from a lot of fans, and I'm seeing it from a lot of fans. And a lot of the videos I'm watching have Storm Duck in it. It's not even about Storm Duck. It's about some other player, but I'm watching Storm Duck during these practices, and I watched him all year last year. And the man has done nothing but get better and better and better. And now he's finally getting some credit. People are saying, whoa, Storm Duck is flying all over the place. And in today's practice, Storm Duck was everywhere. And on top of that, on top of another solid practice from Storm Duck, which he hasn't had a bad practice yet all offseason, on top of that, Tyreek Hill actually gave Storm Duck some proper credit, saying, man, he was on me. And I'm telling you guys, Storm Duck is going to be legit. If you have a young player like him, an undrafted free agent from last year, you have somebody like that on your team, that's what you want, especially if that guy has done nothing but get better and better and better. The man has not regressed in the slightest. Everything he's done has gotten better. Everything he's done is just getting better and better and better. I'm beyond impressed with Storm Duck. I'm very happy that he's on the team. He's got the coolest name ever. And I hope that he earns himself a spot. Right now, I would say he's one of our starting cornerbacks for sure. He has not had bad practice yet. So good on Storm Duck. I hope he continues. I want to see him do nothing but well in this league. I like him a lot. So, and I like him so much. I actually ordered a jersey. So yay. I'm excited. It's the coolest name ever. How could I not want a Storm Duck jersey? My goodness. That was the first thing I wanted to cover about practice. The second thing, really quick, I'll just touch on it. Jalen Phillips is not. It's not a big deal. Just relax. Yes, he got a boo-boo today. It was a bruise. He even made a post. It came out on Twitter or X and said, hey, it's just a bruise, guys. Everybody calm down. That's all it was. It's just he just got leg whipped. That's it. It's one of those things where when it first happens, it really hurts. But it's just a bruise. He's okay. All right? So everybody just calm down. My goodness, people were all over the internet flipping out about it when it happened this morning. And man, no big deal, guys. Everybody just relax. Jalen Phillips is fine. Today, Aaron Brewer's first practice was today. He came back today and looked okay. Tell you what, the pass pocket looked a lot better with Aaron Brewer playing center today. It looked a lot better, and it showed. Tua had some great passes, and let's move into the next thing here that we need to talk about, which is Tua, Zach Wilson, and Quinn Ewers. Let's start out with this. Quinn Ewers had another good practice. He had a great practice today. I'm not going to take anything away from him, okay? Zach Wilson had an okay day. I mean, didn't really hear too much about Zach Wilson, which in a lot of ways, that's a good thing if you don't hear a lot about somebody. It means at least they're not making waves, not the bad kind. Tua didn't have as good of a practice as he normally does. But, I mean, that's kind of to be expected. You're not going to have a great practice every practice. Now, a lot of people would say this is the time to have bad practices because that means you're trying things that you're not normally comfortable with. Tua, in an interview a couple of days ago, said, hey, there's things that I'm focusing on each practice, a few things that I'm not good at that I'm going to be working on. And this is one of those practices where he was working on some things that he probably wasn't very comfortable with and, had himself an off day. We all have those, especially if you're a football player. And any of you who have played football know that you're going to have a bad day occasionally. It's part of the sport. Not everything is peaches. You're going to have hard times. I would rather my hard times be in practice or preseason, personally. I know that I would try different things with separating and stuff when I was a tight end. I would try different things during practice to see how it worked. I'm left-handed, and usually that means my push-off foot is my left foot. And if my break foot is going to be my left foot, usually on a break, especially if I'm breaking to the right. And so because I was a tight end, for tight ends, usually you're going to be breaking across the field. So as a tight end, they would put me on the left side of the line. And that way, when I did want to make my break, I could take a plant on my left foot and push across the middle of the field. And there was times during practice where I would try different things. So it's not something that's like new to football. Players do these sort of things during practice. They do this stuff. So a player not necessarily having the greatest practice, who cares? I don't care. One practice, no big deal. The bottom line here with the quarterback room is that Tua has been absolutely dominating practice. It's just practice. But at the same time, you can't say he had one subpar practice and say, oh my goodness, Quinn Ewers is going to take over for the Dolphins as the new starting quarterback. 4 games into the season, watch. Tua's going to go down. Tua's going to have a couple bad games, and then we're going to bench him and put Quinn. Are you serious? Man, if I wasn't a truck driver, I would want some of the drugs that some of you people are on. My goodness. It shows an incredible ineptitude for the game of football and understanding the game of football to say something so dense. It's just not that simple. Man, if I could stop hitting that show button. I mean, and I'm not trying to pick on any of you or make fun of you, but at some point we have to accept the fact that the extremes of this argument are so incredibly stupid. This whole Tua thing where either you hate Tua beyond all recognition, you want him to fall out of his tub and slip and break his leg and be out for forever and retire, or you love Tua so much you think he's a future Hall of Famer, the best quarterback in the NFL. And I oh my goodness, you guys have got to realize that it's somewhere in the middle here. And that's okay. It doesn't mean that it has to be the worst quarterback in the world or the number 1 quarterback in the NFL. It's just not that simple. And furthermore, let's just be real. We have 3 quarterbacks on this team. I'm not talking about Blaine Gabbert. Let's just let the Gabbert thing go. He's not going to be on the team. He's largely unimportant. He's an arm rest. That's what he is right now. He's giving the other quarterbacks breaks here and there, and he's throwing the ball just to give everybody breaks. He's an arm rest, okay? So let's just relax there. Quinn Ewers, he is playing against 3rd and 4th string defenses on this team. 3rd and 4th string. He has not once played against the first team offense or first team defense. He has not played with the first team offense. And I'm telling you guys, even in college, when we would play in college, first string and SEAL team. SEAL team is what we would call second stringers, third stringers. SEAL team is basically you're throwing a SEAL in against a bunch of polar bears. It's the SEAL team is like the backups, okay? The difference between first team and SEAL team was huge in college. Huge. Not just talent, but speed. The game speed going from first team to SEAL team was huge. There's a huge difference in the speed. And I'm sitting here thinking about the NFL, and I know it's the same. the difference from third team NFL to first team. That's got to be a huge difference in speed. Now, Quinn Ewers is doing well. He's growing. He's learning the offense. He's doing a fantastic job, and I am not taking that away from him. Definitely not. In fact, I would love to see Quinn Ewers make it a competition for that backup QB spot with Zach Wilson. But we can't say that Ewers. I would say if I had to look at performances from this practice today, I would say that Quinn Ewers did the best. But you have to take that with a big handful of salt, big grains of salt, because he was playing against third team, fourth team defense. He's not playing against our first team defense. So you can't say he's the best quarterback we have. That's retarded. And I said it. I'm sorry. No, wasn't trying to insult anybody, but man, we've got to chill a little bit. We want so badly to have a Tom Brady situation that it's kind of gross. You guys do realize that the odds of picking up a 6th-round quarterback and having him turn into a Hall of Famer GOAT type of player, it's like less than 0.002%. Let's just chill. Let's let the man grow and let him do it the right way. He's not going to start this year. I'm not even sure if he's going to be able to take the second string position, to take the backup QB position, because Zach Wilson has it right now. Mike McDaniel even said right now the backup QB is Zach Wilson. But he also said that if things turn into a competition, if he makes it a competition, he'd be more than willing to consider that. So you're seeing on the internet a lot of people saying, well, no matter how good Quinn Ewers does, Mike McDaniel said that it's not going to be Quinn Ewers as the backup. That is not what Mike McDaniel said. Not at all. So if we're going to be making quotes and if we're going to be saying things that certain people said and presenting it as fact, we need to make sure it's actually fact, I think. I think that would be good. Quinn Ewers, as of right now, is our 3rd-string quarterback, and for good reason. He's a rookie. He's not even taken a snap with first-team defenses. Zach Wilson has experienced that speed before in an actual game, not just in practice. So right now, I think the smart thing to do would be to say, yeah, our backup quarterback is Zach Wilson for now. As things progress, Quinn Ewers might actually earn himself a shot. And if he does, I hope he succeeds, because every player on this team I want to succeed, okay? Including Tua. I do not think that Tua is the best quarterback on the planet. I do not think that he is elite level quarterback. I don't see that. Not right now. I see a quality quarterback. I see a good quarterback. Absolutely I do. I don't hate Tua. I don't love Tua. I did not think that we should have given him a contract. I think we should have had him play out last year on his 5th. But that didn't happen. And I'm not Chris Greer. Obviously, I'm much better looking than Chris Greer. Oh, my goodness. But I think that if I was Chris Greer in that situation, I probably would have made Tua play on his fifth year contract, 5th year option. So I don't think that Tua is elite. Oh, man. What's up, dude? How you doing? Yeah, I like I said, this is one of those situations where we have for the first time a quarterback room that's not absolute trash. We've had such bad backup quarterbacks that we haven't really had need for a good quarterback competition. Now we might have one. We might have one. Thanks, dude. Appreciate that. I need to remember to say that occasionally. Not the best at it. So we need to chill out with the Tua sucks. Tua was awesome. It's not that simple. He's in the middle of the road right now. In fact, I did a quarterback ranking, and I ended up having Tua at 12 in the NFL. I had 12 other quarterbacks or 11 other quarterbacks ahead of him, and it is what it is. I like I said, I don't think he's a bad quarterback. I think he's a good quarterback, but I think he's got things he needs to work on, just like every other player in the NFL. So. Mainly, he just needs to stay healthy. And if he stays healthy, I feel like he's going to be able to work through that important game bone that he needs to grow. I think he can grow that game bone where he becomes a dog in those games when we really need him to step up. I think that'll happen naturally as long as he can stay healthy in more than one season. So right now, he's only been healthy for one whole season out of the 6 years. It needs to change. So now's the chance. I want Tua to succeed. I want this team to succeed. You will never catch me rooting for our team to lose. Tank for who? March for Arch? Shut up. It's gross. You shouldn't want that. You should not want your team to fail. You should not want your team to fail. For whatever reason, you want Tua to get hurt? What is wrong with you? You shouldn't want that for anybody, not even on other teams. I don't want anybody to get hurt. What's up, Abel? How you doing, buddy? That is not the Dolphin way, and even more than Dolphin way, it's not the sportsman's way. Nobody wants players to get hurt. And I don't know. Rackus, I want Tua to succeed, and if he gets past some of these issues that he has, I would love to have him be our quarterback for the next 10 years. He has a lot of gifts and a lot of intangibles that a lot of quarterbacks in this league just do not have. He has that ability, and I would love to see that become successful. But if it doesn't happen, I feel like this could be a prove-it year for Tua, honestly. And if he doesn't prove it, I mean, if they end up letting him go after this year, this would probably be the year to do it if they decide to go that way. I'm just not sure if it's going to happen. I would like for him to stay. I would like him to be successful. But if he's not successful, then eventually we're going to have to look at letting him go. Just not right now, you know? I think he's going to have an amazing year, and the rest will be history. Ruckus, I want to agree with you. I do. I want to see Tua have an amazing year. Not just passing yards, not just leading the NFL in passing yards, and not just leading the NFL in completion percentage. I would like to see him get past some of those stops that he's had. I want to see him be healthy all year. I want to see him win a playoff game. I want to see him win some important games during the season. I want to see that. I want to see clutch Tua. And I'm hoping that happens. But I'm not going to be the delusional type that says Tua sucks, Tua's trash. First of all, if you say Tua is trash, you have no idea what you're talking about. There are plenty of examples of trash quarterbacks in this league. Tua is not one of them. He's a quarterback that's not the greatest, and he needs work. He needs to work on some things, sure. But this is a prime example of a middle-of-the-road attitude towards Tua is the most accurate. There's no sense in saying Tua is elite right now because he's not. There's no sense in saying Tua is trash because he's not. And this has become such a divisive thing. And people want to compare him to Ryan Tannehill and how we wasted 7 years on Tannehill. And Tua's not the same quarterback as Ryan Tannehill. He's not. So I'm not going to compare the two. There are some similarities in what's happened, but I'm not going to compare the two. It's just not right. We have a lot of things happening this year. Some things are kind of lame. Some things are fantastic. Case in point, Storm Duck is it's very pleasing to see the success that Storm Duck is having. Not just last season, not just last preseason, but coming into the offseason this year and the amount of work that he's put in, and it's starting to show on the field. He's getting better and better. That man is earning himself a position on this team. He's earning himself a starting job as of right now. I have him as one of our starting cornerbacks. I have him on the right side, the right edge, and I think that's a good thing. Yep, Abel, you're right. That's the one thing that really kind of bugs me too, is the availability. And they say that the best ability is an availability. Well, that proves it. You know, he needs to stay healthy. You're right. We're looking. Oh, here we go. Let's look at this one. I see this team fighting for the division this year, brother. I really have that feeling. Dolphins fans, get ready. Love Weaver's defense, and the offense will come along. I do love Weaver's defense. I think Weave is an amazing man. I think he's incredibly smart, especially on the defensive side of the ball. He's got head coach written all over him. I know his first instance of coaching with the Texans wasn't that great, but I feel like he's grown a lot in the last couple of years, and I think that he's showing it. And yes, his defense last year was great. This year, I think it's going to be even better. Yeah, Storm had a big breakout day today. But what I was saying in the beginning, I don't know if you were here for it, Abel. I said that last year during the season, every single game that he played, he got better and better and better. Every single time. There was no regression in his progression during the year. Then he comes into the offseason, and he's mentioned by many people as one of the first people to show up and one of the last people to leave every day for practice. Also, he's either being mentioned as doing something right or he's not being mentioned at all, which is fantastic because that means he isn't screwing up. That means he knows the defense, and Weaver is putting him in places to test him. Like today, they were testing him against Tyreek and other players too, but he was a beast. He was flying all over the place. That's what I like to see. The Storm Duck is getting comfortable. And earlier this year, when we started having this cornerback issue, I said Storm Duck is probably going to earn himself a spot as a starter, and I still feel that way. I think that he is going to be our right cornerback. And I'm good with that. I'm happy with that. Right now, I have Jack Jones and Storm Duck as our cornerbacks, our outside cornerbacks, and I have Mike Hilton as our nickel back. That's what I'm looking at right now, me personally. I know the NFL doesn't really have, I can't remember where, but I saw a couple of depth charts and they didn't have Storm Duck in there, and a lot of people kind of just forget to mention him. Or they talk about him like he's unimportant. But Storm Duck is doing well. And I think that we would do well to start paying attention to him a little more. It might give us a little bit of confidence watching him play. With a name like Storm Duck, you just have to pop off. I think our D-line will make life easier for our DBs. I agree. The defensive line will make life easier for our DBs, provided that they do what they're supposed to do. You know, if we have that organic pass rush pressure. That's the trick. It has to be organic. We can't get to the point where we have to throw extra players at the blitz to make it work. It has to be organic. And I think that the players we have on our defensive line and our edge rushers will be able to create that organic pass rush. That's something that not a lot of teams have the ability to do. They've got to bring extra players in order to create a good pass rush. I don't think the Dolphins are going to be one of those teams. I think that we're going to be able to actually generate an organic pass rush. And it's been a while since we've been able to do that. I like the way that our defense is looking. And when we have that organic pass rush, our cornerbacks aren't going to have to cover for very long. Our cornerbacks are going to have to make sure to get a pop and make sure to stay with the guy for a few feet. But that's it, man. I'm excited for our defense. And we can talk. I got a couple other things that I want to talk about too, but I'm just kind of working through it. Like I said, there's so much to talk about right now. And more importantly, what I love to do on these live streams is I like hearing what you guys think. I like hearing you guys' opinions on this stuff. That's the coolest part, is we get to sit here and talk about this. Pretty soon, once I figure out StreamYards, because I just switched to StreamYards from Streamlabs, so I'm still learning. But I've pretty much got my whole situation set up here. I'm going to start doing a couple of open panels where we can have some people come in and join me, and we can all have a chat about some of this stuff. So get yourselves ready for that. That's next on my docket. The defense looks good. I'm not too bad about it. Oh, Shake, what's up, man? Those of you that don't know, this man, Shake Money, he is one of the OGs on YouTube as far as Dolphins content goes. He has a fantastic show. Everybody needs to go check him out. Please do that. The man knows what he's talking about. He's got a good situation on his channel. Very entertaining. And he also covers a couple other things besides the Dolphins too that I find immensely entertaining as well. So go check him up. Check him out for sure. Like I said, we have things to be encouraged about. And oftentimes a lot of people want to they want to doom and gloom it, and I can kind of see a little bit because we're jaded. We're Dolphins fans. Like, guys, it's been what, 25 years since a playoff victory. I mean, we've been dealing. I appreciate you too, Shake. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. I only have 290 subscribers, so that first time that I looked and I had a notification that Shake Money had subscribed to my channel, that was like, I was like, whoa, awesome. You know, I thought that was pretty cool. So I appreciate you as well, buddy. Thank you. No, we have a good situation going on here. I know that we're jaded and we expect the worst. And as Dolphins fans, I mean, I can't blame a Dolphins fan for being upset. You know, I'm a fan too, you know, before anything else. I've been a fan of the Dolphins since I was like 3 years old, 2.5 years old or something. I don't even remember not being a Dolphins fan. My dad tells me the story and my mom tells me the story. Oh, I remember you were sitting there watching the Dolphins and the Colts on TV and you just looked up and said pretty, and I was pointing at their helmets. And I was cursed from that day on. So, I mean, I've been a fan for so long, and I got to remember that too. But it's just like life. I've tried so hard, and I'm not trying to get on my soapbox about life. So don't think that I'm being condescending here, please. But I mean, we've all gone through a lot of horrible things. We've all been through bad things in our lives, right? And sometimes the best reaction to that kind of stuff is to try to be as positive as possible. Positivity can change things. So we want our players to have that attitude. We want our players to be positive, to be strong-minded, to be strong-willed, to be confident, to fight, to be dogs. Then we need to be the same. We got to be the same. We've got to be confident, and we got to be hopeful. So looking at the defense, I'm excited about it. I recognize that our cornerbacks, if our defense is played properly, and if our defensive line and our front players can be able to do the things that they're supposed to do, what I think they're going to be able to do, our cornerbacks aren't going to have to go as crazy and work as hard as they have in the last few years. And like I said, Storm Duck looks great. Jack Jones has been doing okay for being new to the team and just getting into this. But a hard worker is something that Jack Jones has always been. He's never been a lazy player. So he had a bad year last year. He was on a team that was not a good fit for his talents. So, and I mean, and you end up, you know, every team doesn't work for every player. Sometimes a fresh start is what you need. And I'm hoping, there's that word, hope. I'm hoping that that's what Jack Jones needs. A fresh start with a new team. We have decent players in our defensive backfield. And I think that Minkah Fitzpatrick jumping in and being a leader for that defense, that backfield especially, I think that's going to be fantastic. Minkah Fitzpatrick, if you've watched him, even with the Steelers, he's a very encouraging player. He's an encouraging leader. He doesn't get people down. He motivates them to want to do better. And that's why I've said it a few times. I think that Minkah Fitzpatrick is going to end up being a coach in this league. He has that it factor. So, and he's already using it on the field. And you see him in practice, even with the Dolphins right now, you're seeing him begin to tap into that with the other players. And I think it's working. What's up, Josh? How's it going, buddy? Good to see you. I think this could end up being a good thing. I'm excited for it. I know a lot of people are down, but I'm trying to give some hope here. Not unreasonable hope, not fake hope, not we're going to go to the Super Bowl and win it all. I'm not saying that. I think that you're right, Josh, right there. That's it right there. Massive chip. I agree. This is something that we could see. We could see players. Once you give up on a player, they're humans, right? They're just like us. If you've been given up on by somebody, and if you have a determined state of mind, it can be fuel. It can be motivation to get better. So I think that we're going to see that. So looking at it right now, I have Jack Jones and Storm Duck as our starting cornerbacks. And we'll see how that ends up working out as we go. But right now, that's what I have. Oh, yeah, he knows he's the leader of the squad for sure. And he even said in that first interview that Minkah did, He said, I can't remember. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I can give you the basics. Just don't quote me. But he said something along the lines of, I think that I could be a leader on this team. He's like, but I'm not going to push it. I want to know the players. I want to learn them first. I want to become close to the players before I start, kind of telling them what to do. And I agree with that. I think that was an incredibly mature thing for him to say. And that's Abel says, I will admit I talked a lot of shit about him when he left, and that was not cool. You're not alone in that. I'll admit to, I kind of was like, well, screw him, get him out of here. I don't want him either, and then, a couple years later, what happened? We found out it wasn't just Tua with dealing with Flores, and even Flores admitted, he didn't handle things right. I love Brian Flores. Let me clarify. I don't hate Brian Flores at all. I think that he wasn't ready to be a head coach, and I think it shows not just with the players, but with his other coaches having issues with him as well. So I wished him nothing but success when he left, and I am glad that he's having success. Hopefully someday he'll become a good head coach, because I think he has that ability. But I think you have to chalk it up to a mistake, just like with Anthony Weaver. We have to chalk up his first experience as a head coach as a mistake. Okay, doesn't mean he's a bad coach. He's proving that to be wrong. He's a good coach, and coaches grow just like players do. So. Any word on how AJ's injury is? Austin Jackson, I don't know what actually happened. I think it's his foot again. I think they just said he's out a few weeks, but they're hoping he'll be back for week 1 of the regular season. At this point for Austin Jackson, I really feel like we need to be looking at plugging somebody else in at that position. We need somebody a little more dependable. He keeps getting hurt. He does play well when he's healthy, but what's the cost of constantly having that position locked down for him when he's just never available to take it? Beyond that, Josh, I don't know anything else about it. It's kind of right now. I mean, it just happened, so I guess we'll just wait and see. But Aaron Brewer is back and he's playing, so that's good. I'm happy about that. Yep, he's back and he's down to play. I can dig it too. I'm glad Minka is back. I'm happy for him. It kind of brings it full circle for him. It allows him a chance to make things right, And what's funny is I always thought, even during that, wow, he's a pretty mature guy for being, 20-something-year-old, 22-year-old, 21-year-old. I thought when he was with the Dolphins, I was like, he's a pretty mature guy. And then he comes out in his interview and says, man, my maturity level wasn't there. I've matured a lot. I've become such a better person and more mature. And when he said that, I was like, wow, okay. I liked it. I liked what I heard there. So I'm encouraged. He also admitted he was, yep, right there. Yep. That was big of him. That's what exactly, dude, right on. Same page. Yep. That's exactly what I was thinking. I think that yeah, it kind of is. But I mean, okay, let's be real here. What team isn't? It's kind of the nature of the beast. We're not the only team fighting with this, Yeah, corner. I have here. Well, yeah, that's a Dolphins fan. Shake says corners and tight end are the rooms I have concerns with. I agree, and I kind of disagree with one of them, just a little bit, but not. I kind of see why you're saying it. I feel like we do need more depth at corner. Ideally, I would like to get another starting cornerback, but I really think that Storm Duck needs this starting job. I think he's earned it so far. Barring him completely screwing up the rest of preseason. I think that Storm, if he continues the direction he's going, Storm Duck, he'll have one of the starting positions at cornerback for sure. The other position, I think it's pretty open. I would like to see us pick somebody up, even if they don't start. If they just share duties, kind of becomes a rotating cornerback position. I'd be okay with that. I think we do. I think you're right. I definitely think we need more depth there. As far as tight end goes, yes and no. In my opinion, what I would like is a tight end that could fill all the roles that we need. Someone that could play every position or every down at the tight end position, and we wouldn't have to switch him out with another player. That would be ideal. I just don't know how many of those are available and where we would get one. That's the problem. I got kind of excited, but when we brought one in that I thought would have worked out well, but he ended up not working out. So I do like Pharaoh Brown. He's had himself a very good camp, especially once the pads went on. Pharaoh Brown has been stepping up big time. He's laying people out. And I like the things that he says. I want to be the best blocking tight end on the face of the earth. That's the attitude you need to have. I want to hear more of that, and I want to see more of that. So I think that Pharaoh Brown needs to continue doing what he's doing. The tight end position is a little weird. Darren Waller, Julian Hill, Pharaoh Brown, Tanner Connor. I do not think Tanner Connor is going to be on this team. I think Tanner Connor is going to end up fading out, especially if we end up picking up another tight end. Tanner Connor will be the odd man out. We do need some better depth at tight end for sure. Yeah, I'll agree. Patrick Paul is looking great. Lost 1 rep today. 1. He's doing fantastic. And for the most part, a lot of the players that we were concerned about or had some wonderments about, they're looking good. So I'm happy with that. This is a good question. Do you think any of our corners would start on the Jets, Bills, or Patriots? That was a good question. On the Bills? Cornerback? Yes. On the Jets, probably not. Patriots, Gonzo's got 1 position locked down. That's a toss-up. Also, a couple of those teams don't like to run the nickel very much. I'm not, that's a good question, Shake. I'll have to think about that one for a little bit. What do you think about it? Do you think any of our corners would be? Tell me what you think there, buddy. I'm curious on your thoughts on that as well, because you got the mind for this. What do you think? I would say on the Bills, yes. On the Jets, I don't think we would have a starter. And on the Patriots, I would say possibly. That would be my somewhat of a reply, I guess. I'd have to look harder. Yeah, it's his foot is what they said. Yeah, that's what they were saying. Probably be back for a season opener. It's just hard because he just keeps getting hurt. It seems like he's in for a couple games, then gets out for 3 or 4 weeks, then the same thing happens. It's constant. That's my one real concern on our offensive line right now, other than just some general depth that we need. I would like him to get healthy and stay healthy. That's the trick. I don't want him to keep getting hurt. And I will, yeah, you're right there, Josh, we talked about the front 7 talent and the ability that they're going to have to get organic pass rush. I mean, that's a non sequitur. I mean, we don't have to really make that argument. It's obvious. There's going to be organic pass rush with this defense that we have. That's for sure. So we can keep that in mind. Yeah. I think that the cornerbacks don't have to be quite as strong, but you would still like the cornerback room to be as strong as possible. And I think that's what Shake's saying is we have to kind of put ourselves up against the other teams in our division and look at what they would have and, where would we stack up there in that position. I can kind of see, I can see the questioning and here's Shake's response. I don't think so. Maybe second string. Now, second string, I think that we could have that for sure. But I think on the Bills, I think we would have a starter, or two. The Bills' defense is sus. I'm not. Maybe that's another video for another day where I should make one about that. Make a video about each of the other teams in the AFC East and kind of talk about strengths and weaknesses. I don't know whether to be insulted or take the compliment because it's kind of both. Oh, man. Oh, boy. Yes, the front seven needs to play lights out. You're right there, Shake. I do think that they're gonna have a lot of success with the front seven. I think that will help. Obviously, if we all know football, we know there's gonna be some help coming just from that organic pass rush that's going to help out with the backfield, and also obviously having a quality safety room. I don't care what anybody says. Say it with me. Javon Holland sucked last year. He did. He sucked. He sucked last year. Jordan Poyer sucked last year. Our safeties were not good last year, and it showed. They sat back on their heels, and they didn't get in the mix. Now, that's why you have two of them. You have one safety that's supposed to be a little more on his toes, and one that sits back on his heels. Usually, it's the way the safeties played last year was trash. So that needs to be. Oh, I bet Jalen Phillips loved him. Thanks for spearing into the back of my leg last year, jerk. The safety rooms is going to be improved this year. If he will be back, he's out right now, but he will be back. You have, and Ashton Davis will be back too. I'm thinking Ashton Davis will be probably week 3 or 4 at the worst, but we'll see. We don't have much information on him yet. But you look at the safety room, Ashton Davis, Minkah Fitzpatrick, Iffy, Dante Trader, Pat McMorris, Elijah Campbell. I like it. I like our safety room. And I think that looking at it, that's not going to be the issue for the year. I don't think that's going to be looked at as an issue. I think, in fact, probably by about week 5 or 6, we're going to be talking about how that is one of the strengths of this team. Jake, thanks, dude. I appreciate that. It's a smaller channel. The 290 subscribers, I think, last time I checked, somewhere in there. We're small, but I have a lot of fun doing this. I love it, and it's nothing but fun. So I do appreciate you coming in here and listening to it, buddy. Thank you. What's going to happen for Zach? Oh, the contract. I see. Yeah, I think that the contract they said everybody's saying it's gonna happen before the first game of the season, and I agree. But at the same time, they just need to pay Zach. It needs to happen like now. Just get it over with. The dude is doing everything right, and he's a beast. And here's the thought here. We're about to go into practice with another team. Okay, we're going to Chicago to play practice with the Bears, and then have a game against them. I really was hoping that they would work out this contract before then. I mean, Zach Sealer is He's risking everything by practicing in full pads. Every single play he's out there. He's busting his butt, risking everything. And he doesn't even have a contract. He's being massively underpaid. Massively. They need to do something for him. I really feel like that's one thing that needs to happen. And it'll clear up some money for us. So we can go out, like Shake said, so we can go out and get another cornerback or another tight end. It needs to happen. Oh, who's we? Zach or Eric? Who's we? You can't say that without representing. You got to tell me who you're representing, bro. By the way, I don't have any issues with other fans of other teams joining and checking out the thing checking out my streams. That's awesome. So welcome, whatever team you're with. But tell me who you're with so that I can talk smack. Don't say Patriots. Oh my goodness, don't say it. On a Tua pack this season. Oh my goodness. Too much. So yeah, I mean we're so let's just look at this. Let's talk about this really quick. Just get through this. Quarterback. Tua, Zach Wilson, Quinn Ewers. I like it. I'm more confident in our second and third string quarterback than I have been in 10 years. Maybe 8 years. Let's say 8 years. It's been a long time since I've had a little bit of confidence in our second and third string quarterback. A little bit, not a lot, not a ton. I don't think they're the best quarterbacks in the world. I think Quinn Ewers has a lot of promise. I think he's playing well, especially, considering it's just practice. I think he's doing well. Zach Wilson, I'm a little bit – I wish he would be showing a little more, but I'm still happy with where he's at. Running back, I love our running back room. Absolutely love it. Oh, my goodness. I'll check my email, Abel. Thanks. Devon Achane, Jalen Wright, Alexander Madison, and Ollie Gordon. Alexander Madison and Ollie Gordon are looking great. And what's funny is they were both pretty quiet up until we put pads on. And then when pads went on, these two made their mark immediately. I love our running back room. Very happy about it. There's nothing to be upset with there. Those 4 running backs, Achane, Wright, Madison, and Gordon. Oh man, that's righteous. I'm good. I'm happy there. Wide receivers, couldn't be more happy about the wide receiver room. Also, D. Eskridge is looking great. I don't know what happened there, but he's looking good. I can see what Mike McDaniel saw in him last year when we brought him on. And at first I was really confused by that move because I did not like him. But he's working hard and he looks good. So I'm down for that. I'm down for a little D. D. Eskridge, not down for D as in bad things. So stop that. Get your minds out of the gutter. Theo Weiss looks good this year. He's doing well, showing some promise. Westbrook looks good. Didn't really make much noise for Westbrook until he did, Abel. You're right. Nick Westbrook doesn't look bad at all. He didn't really show much until pads went on, kind of like Ollie Gordon and Alexander Madison. But once again, they look pretty good. I like what I'm seeing out of Westbrook. Tight end room is a little sus, like Shake Money mentioned, and I agree. We'll see how it ends up playing out. I am happy with Pharaoh Brown. That I will say. Alec Ingold is Alec Ingold. We're one of 2 teams in the NFL that field a fullback, and I don't want him going anywhere. So, Patrick Paul looks good at left tackle. James Daniels looking pretty good, is getting back into it, but had 100% clearance to play and in full bill of health. I like it. Jackson Carman, he's not looking very good. Like I said, I'm not really happy with a lot of our backups on the line. Ryan Hayes is looking okay. He's shown a little bit of promise. Keon Smith is okay. The other one, Andrew Meyer, he's been doing okay. That's one person I'm very happy with his progression. He's our backup center, and he's got some snapping things that he needs to work on. But like I said, that just comes with practice, more and more practice. But he's handling strength well against playing against strong players. He's doing decent. I like it. Liam Eichenberg is out, so whatever. Daniel Brunskill, he's kind of meh, doing okay. Larry Borum is garbage. And Bayron Matos is out, obviously. Just a quick update on him. He's doing okay. He's released from the hospital, back at home with his family and doing well, getting better every day. So good for him. I've been praying for him to do well. So Austin Jackson is out, obviously. So like I said, that right tackle position is once again, we're looking at a point where we could see Liam Eichenberg sliding back into that starting five. And my goodness, I don't want that to happen. Need to do something there. Jonah's looking good. Over on defense, you have Kenneth Grant, Matt Dickerson, both doing very well. Matt Dickerson has been a very pleasant surprise. Yeah, another UTEP player there, Abel. Matt Dickerson is doing very well at defensive end. I'm very happy with him as a backup. Kenneth Grant looks great. Benito Jones isn't doing too bad. Jordan Phillips and Zeke Biggers have kind of been quiet, but they're not doing horrible. I would say Jordan Phillips is definitely doing better than Zeke Biggers. Zach Sealer doing well. It's Sealer, not Zeeler or Zyler. It's Sealer, like ceiling, just instead of ing. Sealer, okay? Jalen Phillips looking wonderful. Chop Robinson doing well. Mo Kamara is hurt. I don't really have much information on him right now, so hopefully we'll find something out about him. Over in linebackers, Tyrell Dodson, Jordan Brooks, looking fantastic. Our other edge rusher, Bradley Chubb, doing well. Quentin Bell's being Quentin Bell. Willie Gay is all over the place. Willie Gay is amazing. I am having so much fun watching him. KJ Brett's doing great. Channing Tindall. I'm not huge on Channing Tindall, but it is nice to hear his name in positive ways a couple times this last week. He's flashed a couple times and made some good plays. I'm happy about it. It's good to hear. We'll leave it at that. It's good to hear that he's actually making some good plays. In the defensive backfield, Ashton Davis, he's out for a while, but he was doing great. Dante Trader, he's just coming back in, and he's gonna be okay. I think he's gonna work out. He's gonna earn a rotational position on this team for sure. Pat McMorris doing well. Minka Fitzpatrick, Minka being Minka. Iffy should be back soon. Elijah Campbell's out there, and he's putting in work. I can't really say much other than that. I haven't seen much of him in practice, which could be a good thing. It's definitely not bad because you're not hearing about him screwing up. Mike Hilton doing well. Kendall Sheffield, okay. I mean, I would say the main thing here is we just need a little bit of depth. That's what we need. We need depth. Can we get it? I don't know. By the way, if you guys are watching, make sure you guys throw a like down there. It helps. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. If you're part of another team, if you like another team like Eric Sanchez here, make sure you subscribe and come on and talk smack all you want. Oh, let's see. Also, we got about $3 million sitting here in special teams that we really should let go and get those $3 million back. Jake Bailey is still on the team. I don't know why. We need to go ahead and let him go. We let him go. We get about $3.5 million, and we can put that right towards a couple of positions that we need some depth at. Line, or offensive line, cornerback, or tight end. That money needs to go back into the cap. So Jake Bailey needs to be let go. I don't know why we've kept him. It's so obvious that Ryan Stonehouse is going to be our punter. So something needs to happen there. It's not that bad. What's up, dude? How you doing? Thanks for joining in. Appreciate it. Ooh, and I like that thumbnail. I do. Yeah, we're not looking that bad. There are some spots on the team that we need to work on and we need to improve or add some depth to at the very least. But it's not bad. Now we're about to go into a week of training or a week of camp with the Bears, which realistically isn't a week of camp. I think it's 1 or 2 practices with the Bears. And then we have a preseason game next weekend. This is where it's starting. Now, all of us that are actually intelligent football minds, we're at a point. Oh yeah, we're good. Oh yeah, we're good. We're good, Aqua. Thank you for joining, man. I saw you were streaming. I was in there for a little bit watching. I was Broward. I'm as far away from Miami as possible, brother. I'm from North Pole, Alaska, man. I'm not even joking. North Pole, Alaska. Long ways off, but just because I'm even this far away, though, I mean, I got this. I know this team, and that's the funny thing. I'm a little more of a relaxed YouTuber, so come check me out more often. Check out some of the videos. You'll see kind of see what I'm about. This team is looking better than I thought we would look. Oh man. He says that's I don't know if you meant to say it this way, but this entire state has been on fire for like the last 2 months. I go out and run a big old water cannon for forest fires. It's funny you said that. Oh man. Yeah, I've only been back for a couple weeks from forest fires, so I'm recovering still. My face is still a little red. We're looking okay, guys. That's the bottom line. Could it be better? Sure. Could we have a little more depth on offensive line? Could we have a little more depth at cornerback? Absolutely. Could we deal with a little bit less injuries? Yeah, we could. Is it the end of the world? No. Is Tua trash? No. Tua is not trash. Is he greatest thing ever? Is he the best quarterback in the league? No. No, he's not. He's got some issues to work through, and so does some of the players on this team. Absolutely. But I'm pleasantly impressed with what's happened so far in camp. There's a lot to like, and there's a lot of things that we could do without, like the injuries. But let's try to get on even keel here. Let's try to put the jaded Dolphin fan away and bring out the open-minded, educated football fan that most of us are. Let's do that. Let's evaluate these players as they go through, as we get into the Chicago week, as we get into practice with Chicago, and as we get into a preseason game. A preseason game. We're almost there. It's almost time for some football. I'm so excited to watch these players that are trying to earn a spot on this team play in that game. I want to see it. I want to see Quinn Ewers and Zach Wilson play. Because right now, I would almost be pushing for Quinn Ewers to have a chance to take that second string QB position away. I know it's probably not going to happen because they've already given Zach Wilson $6 million, but it would be nice to see. This is an evaluation year, Abel. You're right. That's exactly what this is. It's an evaluation year. We got to evaluate these players on an individual level. And when we see how these players perform at an individual level and the attitude they carry, we're going to see what the identity of this team is going to be. Yep. We got to have an open mind for these preseason games, and we got to watch. We have to watch. I cannot wait to see it. I've got so many players on my docket to look at. So many players. I've been a Dolphins fan, like I said, since I can remember. I can't remember not being one, and I cannot remember a preseason that I've been more excited to watch than this one. I want to see how this team does. I want to see these players in action, and I want to know what we have. And I guarantee you, after one or two of these preseason games, we're going to have a lot better idea of what we're looking at, obviously. Coaching, not so much. We're not going to see much of what has happened with our coaching until the season starts, because it's a completely different monster coaching a preseason game, because you're constantly switching players in and out, and situational football isn't as important as player development. So we won't be able to see how the situational football and the coaching has adjusted to situational football and making adjustments during a game. We're not going to see that until the season starts. But I do like what we have in place. And I think that Mike McDaniel has the availability and the options to make this right. We just won't know if he's grown as a coach until that happens. We'll see. It's interesting, and it's going to be an interesting season. We just have to carry that evaluation hat into these games. Don't expect Super Bowl. Don't expect playoff victories. Don't expect that. Expect player development. That's what I'm going to do. And we'll see what happens. We'll see how this ends up turning out, guys. Where's your optimism level for this? If you had to rank yourselves, 10 being the highest level of optimism to 0 being the worst, where would you put yourself as optimism for this team? Let's say optimism for this team to go to the playoffs, win a playoff game, and make a playoff push. I'm not going to say win the Super Bowl, but where would you put this team for that? I would say optimism level right there, I would be at a 6. But looking up from a 6. Definitely not trending downward. But part of this whole thing is I like to know where you guys are at as well. I think it's fun to bounce this off of you guys. So where are you guys at? Those of you that are watching right now, throw a like down and then comment and tell me where you're at with optimism. What level? Holy cow. Abel was mad. He was mad in January. And I can't blame him. I was mad too. Yeah, that's a pretty smart evaluation there. And I said that, I don't know, a couple, like right when I came back, I think I said that I have us as a ceiling of 11 wins and a basement of seven wins. So anywhere from there. 7 for George, 7 for Aquavale. Yeah. See, now all you guys are higher than me in my optimism level. That's what I like to see. I like to see you guys making me feel like my number was a little low. Man. I said 6. Holy cow. Can't wait. It's almost time, guys. Almost time for some football. Even if it's preseason, it's still going to be good. Because as soon as we see that first preseason game, we know it's a month away from the kickoff of the real season. And then we're going to get some answers. And ultimately, as we near the end of this, as we near to the season starting and the end of this stream, we're going to get answers. Can Tua turn this around? Can Tua do the things that he hasn't been able to do? Can our offensive line hold up and play well? Can the cornerback room make it? Is our defensive line going to be able to get enough organic pass rush to help the rest of our defense? Is our offense going to have a running game again? We're going to have answers to all of this pretty soon. And that whether it's answers that we like or answers that we don't, we're going to have those answers. And we won't have to wonder anymore. Guys, I appreciate each and every one of you guys coming in here and listening to me talk and ramble. I'm going to be doing a guest stream coming up soon where I'm going to put the link up in the comments and let people just jump in and out and say what they want to say, and we'll have a nice chat for a couple hours coming up soon. Also going to get back into my videos now that I have my entire new computer set up and everything running properly. I'm gonna get back into some edits and stuff like that. So we'll get her going here. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys. Hope you guys all have a great weekend. The rest of your weekend. Tomorrow's Sunday. Go do something. Go do something with the family. Have some fun. Go to church. Do what you got to do. Thanks for watching. Everybody, please stay hopeful. Stay positive. Fins up. And we'll talk to you guys next time.